The back and forth roller coaster of the Canada-U.S. trade war continues, creating all sorts of confusion and uncertainty on both sides of the border. The day started with President Trump threatening 50% tariffs on Canadian aluminum and steel after Ontario put a levy on the electricity it sells to the States. Hours later, that suddenly changed. But as Mark Villani reports, one local business isn't taking any chances.
Like a well-oiled machine, Calgary's Tool Shed Brewing fills can after aluminum can of its craft beers. But tariffs on the metal could be a big hit to their bottom line.
The cost of goods that goes into beer is a lot. It just keeps going up. Margins keep shrinking.
It's why owner Graham Sherman took a proactive approach.
This is 165,000 cans.
He ordered this entire shipment of cans ahead of Trump's new tax, just enough to get through the next 6 weeks.
What we do now is we find a can manufacturer in other countries that doesn't touch American soil.
The U.S. is slapping Canada with 25% tariffs on aluminum and steel starting Wednesday, but it could have been a lot worse. President Trump vowed to double tariffs after Ontario Premier Doug Ford planned surcharges on electricity sold stateside. Ford backed down on that plan, agreeing to speak with U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick.
We have both agreed, let cooler heads prevail. We need to sit down and move this forward.
Trump's advisors say Ford's retreat means there's also potential to see these tariffs for Canada lowered.
He has called and he said he's not going to do that. It would have been a very bad thing if he did, and he's not going to do that, so I respect that.
But other Canadian premiers are also on the hot seat. Some politicians are urging Danielle Smith to use her so-called Trump card to tax American oil exports. In a statement, Smith says Alberta will never agree to such an absurd and self-destructive idea. It's not an option. I'm not going to do something that will cost hundreds of thousands of Albertans and Canadians their jobs almost overnight.
Our premier has gone on her own and not supported the interests of Canadians.
She is still holding out for some sort of diplomatic situation, diplomatic resolution. I think that's naive.
But back at Tool Shed, they're trying to stay positive.
I think the politics will work itself out pretty quickly.
Mark joins us from Tool Shed Brewing tonight. So speaking of the politics, Mark, Premier Smith is now calling for an urgent meeting amongst premiers and Canada's incoming Prime Minister, Mark Carney.
Yeah, that's right, Sarah. In a statement today, Premier Smith saying that provincial leaders and the federal government need to work together here to respond to these U.S. tariffs in a, quote, level-headed manner. It's why tomorrow she'll be speaking with the Council of the Federation to advocate for a measured and proportionate response so as to hopefully de-escalate some of these trade war concerns on both sides of the border. Now, Smith is currently at an energy conference right now in Houston. She says that everybody she's speaking to there is also wanting to de-escalate these tariff concerns and hopefully save hundreds of thousands of jobs that are impacted. Tara.
Okay, Mark, thank you.